From Severide and Stella's unfinished marriage story to fans wanting Peter Mills back at Firehouse 51, here are the Chicago Fire stars everyone wants back for Season 12. The new season's on its way, and we're all itching to see what's in store for our favorite firefighters. There are just so many burning questions that have been keeping us up at night. Who's sticking around and who's ready to hang their helmets? The show left us with some intense cliffhangers, like the big question mark hovering over Severide and Stella's marriage. What's going to happen now that Stella knows about his out-of-state arson investigation training program? Plus, his unexpected gig with the ATF? Last we saw, Stella was determined to bring her man back to the Windy City. But there's a problem. Taylor Kinney, the actor behind Severide, might not return to the series. The actor up and left in January 2023, citing personal reasons, and left the showrunners scrambling. Severide's storyline had to take an unexpected turn, and the writers decided to work in Taylor's absence, as him being sent off to complete an arson investigation course in Alabama. Fans have been waiting for the day Severide makes his grand return to the show and picks up where he left off with Stella. It feels like ages since anyone last saw Lieutenant Severide in action on Chicago Fire. Fans wished him well when he had to take a break from acting and focus on personal matters, but deep down, they couldn't help but feel bummed out over Severide's indefinite exit. Even Jesse Spencer's surprise comeback as Matt Casey couldn't fill the void. It's not just that they miss Severide because he was a great character. Some fans believe that Chicago Fire's suffering without him. I have to agree. The series is missing an important element without Kelly Severide. A fan put it plain and simple, it's not Chicago Fire without Severide. Taylor hasn't confirmed whether he's leaving for good or coming back for Season 12. Some fans started to put the pieces together on their own. Okay, so based on Severide's storyline shift in the Season 11 finale, people now think this could be a setup for Taylor's exit from the show completely. Yeah, fans weren't happy with this. It looks like the writers are paving the way for Severide to divorce Kid over text or something, and join the ATF full-time, ultimately saying goodbye to Firehouse 51 for good. I get that this might have not been what you wanted to hear, but there are other story arcs to look forward to. Now, we know that the COVID-19 pandemic threw a wrench in the works, and those awesome three-way events between Chicago Fire, Med, and PD had to take a break, but boy were those awesome! Fans have been begging for more crossovers, plus it'd be an awesome way to kick off the new seasons on all three shows. Bring back the crossovers, baby! Maybe a crossover would actually mean we get to see some of our favorite characters from Chicago Fire make a return. Fingers crossed, it's Mouch. Yeah, I'm definitely aren't ready to say goodbye to him just yet. Will he pull through? Even David Eigenberg, the actor who portrays Herman, had some strong feelings about that cliffhanger. Fans are eager to see Mouch back in action and believe he'll make an appearance in Episode 1 of the new season. But sadly, we can't say for sure if he'll make it much further than that. Twitter exploded with fans expressing their heartbreak at the thought of Mouch dying and the actor leaving the franchise. We've already had to say goodbye to Otis not too long ago, and with the tragic loss of Violet's lover, Evan, this last season hit us all hard. It cast a dark cloud over the 51 crew, and we're just starting to see Violet emerge from that darkness. Losing Mouch, a character so beloved by his wife Trudy and his best friend Herman, would be devastating. Fans can't bear another heartbreaking loss next season. We'd love to see Mouch survive, even if it comes with some consequences. Maybe this scare forces him to reevaluate his life and consider a desk job at CFD, or even retire. Longtime fans also are eager to dive further into the romance side of the show, like the whirlwind romance between Casey and Brett. I mean, how cool was that surprise guest appearance by Jesse Spencer? I couldn't be happier to see him back at Firehouse 51 for a special mission, and when he popped the big question to Sylvie Brett, his on and off girlfriend, fans collectively lost their minds. Now, the writers have some choices to make in Season 12. They can either keep Matt as the central character, or remove him and Sylvie from the story completely by saying they're starting a new life in Portland. In any event, we'll get to see the couple's story evolve in the latest season coming our way. Let me take a minute to appreciate the writers for keeping Brett Say alive, even when Jesse exited the series just when the couple finally got together. Eventually, the distance took its toll, leading to heartache for Brett and fans alike. Then, every time Spencer would reprise his role, old feelings would resurface. It was an emotional roller coaster, all right. It's not just Brett's heart that's been toyed with, but ours too. So whether Brett accepts Casey's proposal or not, fans are hoping her answer finally brings closure to their up and down relationship. It's time to commit, one way or another. Their on-again, off-again storyline had fans wondering if Brett would be leaving the series too. Did you know that some fans wanted Sylvia to leave the show? Yeah, just because it had set the stage for Casey's return. But that trade-off might not be necessary. See, if she accepts his proposal, Sylvia and their adopted baby would be moving to Portland to be with Casey. If not, Casey might make his way back to Chicago and rejoin Chicago Fire to be with Brett and help raise her baby. Exciting, right? But here's the burning question. If Casey returns, what would his position be at Firehouse 51? Some fans think he could come back as the battalion chief, taking on the role previously held by Chief Wallace Bowden before he was promoted to deputy district chief. After almost 6 years as a captain, it'd be quite a change for Casey. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. In a May 2023 interview, Jesse played it coy when asked about Casey coming back full-time. He replied, "I cannot answer that question." He did admit that he's always open to returning for appropriate episodes, and that he loves working with the old gang. But as for coming back full-time, he has no idea. The fact that he gets along with the cast is a great sign though, right? No matter which direction the show goes, we can trust the showrunners to do their fandom justice. With such a long run, Chicago Fire has a treasure trove of characters to tap into. And you know what? The creative team has been ace at bringing back familiar faces. It's always like a reunion of epic proportions. There's one character we're especially dying to see again, and he's at the very top of our wish list. Peter Mills, played by the fantastic Charlie Barnett. Everyone misses this dude. During the first 3 seasons, Peter was an integral part of Chicago Fire. He formed bonds with every character at the 51. He was a total legend. Naturally, fans are craving Mills' return to the show. It's been almost a decade of speculation about whether Mills will come back to 51 again. Mills' exit was worked in as the character suffering injuries on the job, which eventually led to his departure from the Firehouse, and the tough decision to leave the Windy City behind to open a restaurant in North Carolina with his mom and sister. Despite once being the glue that held the squad together, no one's really seen or heard from him on the show since. Still, the characters bring him up from time to time. Oh, the nostalgia. Charlie opened up about his unexpected exit, and boy, he didn't hold back. He expressed his disappointment in being written off the show so soon, and admitted that it took some time for him to come to terms with the producer's decision. But he eventually found a silver lining in the whole experience, saying he's thankful to have been a part of it. To me, it looks like he'll hop on board in an instant if the situation arises. And there you have it. From fans wishing to catch Peter Mills back at Firehouse 51, to Severide and Stella's marriage story arc leaving many questions unanswered, those were the Chicago Fire stars everyone wants back for Season 12.